Yeah, this shoot's going to be an interesting one. There's so much creativity that we try to put into these shoots because that's the only thing that excites me nowadays is getting pretty creative. But then there's also, you don't know how the shoot's going to end up because there's so many variables in a very creative shoot. There's so many things that can just not line up. It's going to be pretty interesting. First ever vlog. Mood boards are very important to have, but they tend to just go out the window. So I just want to capture these shoots a bit better because coming away with just B-roll is just so boring. So there's so much that happens behind the scenes. I feel that is where most of the story happens. And I sort of just felt like a new challenge. I think I realized these videos are mostly just going to be behind the scenes and not vlogging, just B-roll and behind the scenes and educational. So my plan is to do photography trips but shoot it in a cinematic way. But the narrative and the goal of the video is photography. And then that way we can keep this channel photography focused and I can keep teaching on Lightroom. Because I love editing, I love color, and I love teaching it. And I love the course and how great it has gone with all the guest editors. And I want to see how big that can get. How many guest editors that could be. I think the course could grow really, really well. Trying to figure out what angle will work best. If the bike should be the other way or not. Fuck. New Zealand, way more. We are a small country in the nowhere, so they're all just closed. Yeah. I came to Bali when I was 26. Came to Bali. Been here like 3 years. So I realized I did a really shit job vlogging yesterday. So I don't know how people do it, but you definitely need a designated camera for vlogging. I love this place because it's the closest place to Canggu that has really nice rice fields. I do love to listen to music if I'm shooting by myself. Something very meditative when shooting. by yourself. You take things a lot slower, you kind of think a bit deeper. I'll supply some raw images for you guys so you can practice play with the raw files. So I use MusicBed for my music licensing, and I've always found MusicBed to have the highest quality music, and you can use the link down in the description. Okay, so let's get into editing. So I shot film and digital. For example, let's look at this one here. So I wanted to, like, film has the best colors. I think everyone kind of agrees with that. So I like to match the digitals with film and use the film as the reference. I learnt this from Kelly Taylor in the course. She also shoots film and did the same technique. I'd never thought of doing that. I didn't know it was possible, and then she did a really great lesson on how to do that.
So I will be providing you guys a preset and kind of showing how I'm able to emulate both of those looks through the one preset. Because I know a lot of people love the look of film but maybe don't want to actually step into shooting it. They just want their digital images to be able to have that feel to it. So I'm going to try and show you guys that today because it's a huge part of my style. I hope it's helpful. I hope you guys can learn from it, and I'm excited to show you.
That's what I did here, because it just gives you such a great reference on how warm the shadows could be, for example, and the skin tones and stuff. For example, greens. I normally never do this to the greens to the right, but when you're going for the film look, it's very good to do so. Bring down the luminance, and then the little shine to the blacks there. I just lifted this up a bit because I love the underexposed film look. Yeah, so before and after, and then over here I use techniques. You want that matted shine that film does really well. You've got to do things such as work with the curves and bring down to give that shine. It's a bit complicated that we can't get into right now. And I did use Kelly's film preset for this one here. Really interesting how much she brings down the texture. And I honestly think like this photo is just like unusable without cropping. There's a saying called fill the frame and crop until it hurts. So fill the frame as much as you possibly can while keeping all the important aspects. So I'll crop my feet out. Just keep the bike in frame, and even up high I'd maybe. The colors are a little washed out. I could come down to dehaze and it will add the richness back into the photo really well. I would turn this black and white, and then black and white I usually like more contrast, so I went for an edit like this where it's very underexposed. And you're bringing the highlights and whites down. I like it for black and white. This sort of stuff for every shoot I go on. Supply the raw images. I want to keep it all about editing still. Check out all the free content around editing, mastering Lightroom. That's what I'm super passionate about. Building the #1 course for Lightroom. And catch you in the next one.